So today we are talking about how actually very much the same the success of Tesla and Apple actually is. I mean, it's very much mind-blowing, so watch the video till the end because we are talking about the success of the iPhone, the similar growth numbers, the same concept, the same ideology behind Apple's iPhone and Tesla cars, and how this can be the path for Tesla to become the most valuable company in the whole world. But for that, we need to first take a step back. Just a couple of hours ago, Tesla revealed its brand new delivery numbers of the Q1 2021. And what should I say? It's absolutely insane, okay? How they did that, I have no freaking idea, all right? Because there's the following. They delivered 185,000 cars in the Q1 2021, okay? They produced 180,000 cars, which is even more insane considering we had lockdowns, we had the shortage of chips, plus we didn't produce any S and X car in the first quarter because we had to reinstall and reset up the whole production of these both models because they just refreshed it and it will look differently and need to, you know, adjust the production line for it. So it's absolutely insane, okay? I was mind blown. But what even more is mind-blowing is those growth numbers. If you are looking in those numbers versus those numbers from the last year Q1, you actually see that deliveries were at 88,400. So we grow 100,000 more cars almost delivered in a year time, okay? So the growth of scaling is absolutely insane, more than 100%. And then you can see here for the production, it also growed almost 80% from 102 cars to 180,000 cars. So those production levels are insane considering they are still using just these two same factories, okay? There's no additional factories so they are just scaling in the existing factory. So what is now the comparison to Apple, okay? So Apple released its iPhone about 2007, okay? 2007, Steve Jobs came and said the following.
An iPod, a phone, and an internet communicator. An iPod, a phone. Are you getting it? These are not three separate devices. This is one device. And we are calling it iPhone. Today, Apple is going to reinvent the phone. And here it is. No. Actually, here it is, but we're going to leave it there for now. So, before we get into it, let me talk about a category of things. The most advanced phones are called smartphones, so they say. And they typically combine a phone plus some email capability, plus they say it's the internet, sort of the baby internet, into one device, and they all have these plastic little keyboards on them. The problem is that they're not so smart and they're not so easy to use. So if you kind of make a Business School 101 graph of the smart axis and the easy to use axis, phones, regular cell phones are kind of right there. They're not so smart and they're not so easy to use. But smartphones are definitely a little smarter, but they actually are harder to use. They're really complicated. Just for the basic stuff, people have a hard time figuring out how to use them. Well, we don't want to do either one of these things. What we want to do is make a leapfrog product that is way smarter than any mobile device has ever been and super easy to use. This is what iPhone is. Okay?
And as you can see, since then, first Wall Street was very, very similar to what they thought about the Apple product and the success of potential iPhones. Very similar to what Wall Street thought about Tesla. Okay, they said like, okay, we don't think it's really working for the mass. It will be a niche product. It will be not used. It's hard for people to change from one brand like Nokia or Motorola to another one. The people love, you know, the touch of the buttons, right? And then in the end, it came totally different. The smartphone movement was so insane strong because it's just a better product. And if you're looking at those sales numbers, those are absolutely insane because in 2007, we could sold at Apple 1.4 million iPhones. This 10 times over just a matter of a year. And then in 2019, and this is where I take the connection from, we could increase the iPhone sales from about 20 or 21 million to almost 40 million units. Okay, so 100% increase, similar to the Tesla move, because you know, you have to imagine the Model 3 was also announced about 2 years ago, so you have a very much similarity. And what does it mean? What can we see here? The scaling here is so strong because the demand is very strong for this product as well. Okay, the product was more and more adapted. First came the early adapters, and then came the guys from the mass market and said, well, the iPhone looks very nice, it has many features, and so on and so forth. So where they both are very similar in terms of product, well, that I will discuss now with you. Tesla and Apple has so many things in common, okay? So Tesla revolutionized on a brand new technology how a car should work, and Apple did the same with the iPhone. The Tesla community have one charismatic leader, which is Elon Musk. And Steve Jobs was the same for the Apple community. Though there are people that, knowing Steve Jobs very well, said that Elon Musk and Steve Jobs were still a little bit different kind of personalities, like Bill Gates here, for example, explains it to us right now.
You know, if you know people personally, then that kind of gross oversimplification it seems strange. You know, Elon's more of a hands-on engineer. Steve was a genius at design and picking people and marketing. You wouldn't walk into a room and confuse them with each other.
So more than that, you can see that Apple did something very smart. They created this very simplification of using an iPhone, okay? The integration of an Apple store where you can download all those apps, where you can use your fingers as the type in for your phone, and the software and hardware from one source to make the best user experience. And then let's talk about Tesla. They did the same, right? They built in a huge touchscreen. The touchscreen was actually invented by the Tesla team before the iPad even came out. So they did already this thinking, hey, what should be the input into a car if you're looking into the screen technology that is out there? It didn't exist, so they had to invent it. So they invented this huge touch screen that you can see at Tesla. So, you know, many very close things that those companies have in common. And exactly the most important part, that they appeal to a mass market, okay? So communication was in 2007 still a very mass market, because people and kids and everybody started to use telephones, and you know, everybody had one, and you could call your friends and family everywhere. And then, you know, came entertainment to the phones, and then, you know, more and more things you can do with the phone. And the same will come to the transportation, right? The transportation is currently quite let's say, singular because it is a product that you can use to come from A to B. But if you want to have your own thing, then you either buy it as a status symbol, a car that you like to drive and brings you to work and everywhere, but you still have to drive it by yourself. So think about in a couple of years that you either can go for a subscription of a Tesla ride sharing, which is, you just call it and it arrives and you jump in and it drives you to A to B. And while you are there, you can watch Netflix or you can be entertained or can work. And on the other side, electric cars, just a better technology, right? It's better for our future of sustainability. It's better for the overall maintenance of the car. I mean, less maintenance is more stress for the overall old traditional car manufacturers, because this is a very, very bad thing to have not aligned the customer idea, which is, drive it as much as possible and have less maintenance, while the traditional car manufacturers would love to have more service in the end of the day, like oil service, brakes, parts that they need to change and so on. This is all extra revenue. But Tesla has this alignment with the customer that, the best would be that, they drive it just, forever with any mechanical problem. So, all of these things are just the next generation of transportation. And if you're seeing this pattern in new products in a mass appealing market, you have a winner. And how big of a winner this could be, let's jump into the conclusion of this video. So in the conclusion of this video, I would emphasize that we are actually seeing this kind of patterns every now and then, okay? The similarity between Apple and Tesla is so huge that it's almost funny, okay, how things are turning out for Tesla. And let me tell you, this kind of mentality is exactly the one that I'm teaching on the X10 Masterclass, my personal online course for you. And currently you can get a 10% discount. Not only the 10% discount, but also the course will be more expensive because I added just a huge case study of a brand new stock there. And overall, you have like 150 videos about the stock market and how to find those stocks. And also you will see the lifetime access to the Discord. But on the other hand, Apple was one of my first, the first stock that I invested in, okay? I saw early the success of the iPhone and I said, like, I need to be in this company because I think this company will grow tremendously. I mean, just on Christmas, every wish by a teenager was an iPhone. Everyone wished to have an iPhone, but the iPhone was still very expensive for those teenagers. So as they grow, they will definitely go for the iPhone. And what this translates to today's world is like kids love those futuristic products. Those Generation Z are obsessed with this Elon Musk and electrification and fast car and digital car and smart car. And when they grow, when they finally will buy their first car, or they can use, a service like a subscription-based robotaxi service, they will go for Tesla. There's no question about it that the future clients of Tesla are actually still, very, very young. So you can still about say that you have this early adopters on the Tesla, okay? So this is great because this is showing us that the demand will be huge, okay? Tesla actually cannot produce enough battery cells, enough cars to set up the demand. And as more cars they produce, they can lower the cost, and it is more applying for people, okay? So this is actually the beauty about those kind of things. You have the same kind of brand cult. You have a charismatic leader. You have very simplified user experience. You have software and hardware from the same source, okay? So many same things happening between Tesla and Apple that I think that this is definitely the one reason why Tesla will be so successful. It will be the most valuable company. And what you should do is hold on to your Tesla stock. Or if you want to have really a shoot on having a part of the most valuable company in the world, then buy some Tesla shares. You cannot make anything wrong about that, investing into the future. It was never a wrong idea to invest into the future, and it was never a good idea to short the future. So I really would like to know in the comments below, do you own any Tesla shares? And if not, why not? And let's start the conversation. Make sure to subscribe and smash the ring bell, because this is the most important part to get notified when I post a new video and the daily live stream as well. And I see you later, because I'm vlogging and streaming every single day. It doesn't matter if it's the weekend or it's off day. For you, there's always content. And make sure to follow my second channel as well. Check out the X10 Masterclass, and I see you obviously later. Thank you very much for watching.